guys, we're going to take a quick tour. I recorded this once and apparently it disappeared, so we're going to start from scratch here. This is a quick tour of what you're going to see when you get into Fusion 360 once you make it through the login and everything else. So up here at the top we have our menu bar. Up here you can find the file menu. This is where you would create a new design, which is what you see on the screen. Some drawings, open old designs, you could save your work, and so on. Pretty standard stuff. Right next to it is a quick save button. If you started doing some work and then you want to quick save it instead of going through the file menu, you could click that. We also have undo and redo. Those are handy tools when you want to fix anything that might not be going 100% correct in your design. This lighter gray area here is what we're going to call the toolbar. Each section here represents kind of part of the toolbar, but for us, for the most part, where we're working, we're going to be in this create section. In fact, most of our work is going to be done with these first two buttons, create a sketch and extrude. Create a sketch is where you create a two-dimensional drawing of either the front, top, or side view of the object. And extrude is where you take that drawing and give it some depth, some dimension, a third dimension, and make it into an actual object. When you go through and create a sketch, you'll be given choices about which plane you want to work on. You should see which one of these matches up with the drawing that you have or where you want to draw from. This plane is listed as XZ, and that's the front view. There's the XY plane, which is more like a top view. And then there's the YZ plane, which is a side view. So depending on what it is you're drawing, you'll want to choose the correct plane. And you can find these also in the menu that I just dropped down here for origin. Just for example, we're going to choose the XY plane. Once you choose to get into sketch, your toolbar will change. You will see your create menu here now has different shapes and lines that you can create and draw on the paper. Eventually we will get to the point of using some constraints, but for right now you can just know that they exist. And that's pretty much how the sketch view works here. Once you finish a sketch, you would click on Finish Sketch, like you see here. It'll take you back into a three-dimensional view, and then you can continue to work from there. The Browser menu has some other information in it over here on the left, and that is the document settings. Mine is set to inches because I've used it a couple times, but you might want to go and check that and set it to inches in case it's set to millimeters, especially when you have a part drawing that has specific measurements to it. On the right side, we have our isometric cube that you see in class quite a bit with front, top, and side views. They call it the right view. If you click on any one of those views, it will turn your view to that location. If you click on the arrows, it will rotate to the next face. So you can use this to spin yourself around and look at different views. You can also click on corners or edges where two faces come together and look at those views. And then if you are spinning around and not sure where you need to be, you can always click on the home button to get you back into that basic isometric view that we see all the time. If you're using a trackpad, I wouldn't. But if you're using a mouse, I wish you could show you the mouse. If you click and drag with your click wheel, the middle wheel or the middle button, you can drag your surface back and forth and draw in different areas. If you roll the click wheel away from you, it will zoom out. If you roll it towards you, it will zoom in. And if you hold down Shift and rotate, then it will grab the drawing in three-dimensional space and allow you to turn it around. It's a little bit hard to see here with the grid, but we can rotate our shapes in 3D space and get to sides that we wouldn't be able to see otherwise. And as always, if you want to go back to that home view, you can just click on it. It'll take you right back to standard view. Okay, that's a quick tour. There's a lot more details we'll learn over time. But that's a good place to start.